I have a synth subgenre called Vienna, and Vienna has produced several songs, but one notable one called Around the World. Around the World is on the album Driving in Iceland, and Around the World was hand chosen by the powers that be in the Cork playlist to be nominated for Song of the Week. And Vienna, the Vienna subgenre, is influenced by Falco. Falco was one of the best singers and performers that Europe has produced in recent times. Basically, Falco was a kind of a punk bass player and got the name from, the myth is from an East German skier that was prodigious. And he just decided, I'm going to call myself Falco from today on. Vienna, Austria. Austria is the land of Mozart and also very cutting edge musically. Anything that happens anywhere in the world is immediately transported to Austria. The punk scene in London spread metastasized very quick to Austria. It made a home in Austria, and Falco was involved in that. Then he started wearing a trench coat and started doing more kind of slap and pop type bass and doing vocals. And then he decided to go solo and coasting along nicely. And he basically got a record deal, and the record company were going to be releasing a single. And on the B-side was a track called Der Kommissar. And it was like, Falco thought it was a bit of a spoof, kind of a parody type tune, song. But the record company had other ideas. For them, Der Kommissar was going to be the A-side. And Falco was like, oh no, it isn't. So they had to have a bit of a sit down, and the record company are paying. Der Kommissar was on the A-side. In the German-speaking world, Der Kommissar was a hit. The German-speaking world would be Germany. It's almost as big as America. Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Liechtenstein, parts of Benelux, parts of Romania, parts of Czechia, parts of Africa, parts of South America. And usually what's big in the German-speaking world becomes big in Scandinavia. And it did. So Der Kommissar was a massive hit, and prescient, because it had a little bit of rap, a little bit of spoken word, and kind of really kind of catchy kind of lyrics, and fantastic video. And then our great friend Laura Branigan decided to cover it. And when she covered it, it became massive in the English-speaking world as well. So basically, Der Kommissar was a massive hit for Falco. And he could have basically cashed in his chips and lived comfortably off that. But the movie of the zeitgeist was Amadeus. And again, Austria being the land of Mozart. Falco went out to watch that one night and came home, got out his bass, and penned the iconic hit Rock Me Amadeus, which was massive all over the world. Got him into it, broke in America and all over the world. So Falco became massive. He then, like playing massive festivals, he was a major star. And then he had some other hits, like Charisma Commando and Vienna Calling, and some great albums, brilliant albums, Vino Blut and all these. And also, I have to say about Falco, some fantastic videos, really, again, prescient and, ahead of the game. Absolutely fantastic. And so then Falco, for various reasons, an aggregation of various reasons, decided to relocate to the Dominican Republic. And around this time, I was in kind of a lull. Wasn't really doing anything and nothing really happening. Now, I have a lot of contacts in Vienna, in Austria. I have old school chums from Vienna. I have former teachers that are living in Vienna, were domiciled in Vienna, and students that were living in Vienna, and German students with connections to Vienna, and German friends with connections to Vienna, and old school chums from Germany with connections from Vienna. Lots of connections with Austria. And basically, the word on the grapevine that I got was that Falco was looking for session musicians to come over to Dominican Republic. If you can play some guitar, some bass, some keyboards, play a bit of drums, a bit of programming, kind of stuff like that, see how you get on. 2 weeks, and you might be able to join his band, be on his album. You never know. Not in, you can't win. So, on a kind of drab autumn afternoon on Grand Parade in Cork City Centre, I met a chap, and he gave me a crumpled up ball of paper with Falco's number in the Dominican Republic on it. Call him. These are serious guys. Don't mess around. Serious stuff. Then I ended up going to America to record with Paul Motion. Took a bit of work, and I came back. And then I had an opportunity to play with the former Weather Report drummer, Peter Erskine. And when I finally was getting enough time to kind of say, look, maybe I'll sit down and have a look at this opportunity, Falco was gone, And I have to say, like that, he was very, very influential for me, back in the day, especially. But I just thought he had the je ne sais quoi. He was incredibly cool, very with it. Great, he could kind of get in on anything, fantastic personality, and nice bass player, and a great singer. His enduring influence stands the test of time. And again, as I said, my Vienna synth subgenre is holistically influenced by Falco. Thank you very much for listening.